So, for those of you who know who he is, Vic Mignogna, a very famous voice actor. I would say probably his most famous roles include Ed from Fullmetal Alchemist and Broly from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, as there's two different versions of those characters. But anyway, that doesn't really matter too much. What matters is that this man has just been trying to move on and live his life for the past 2 years, and he's just unable to do that because obsessed people will not leave him alone. I would get into a lot of the details on this, but it would be a long video just updating. So I have videos that I've made in the past on this. I'd recommend watching those, or anybody else's that's covered this if you're looking for a quick kind of rundown of what happened. But the TLDR is that about 2 years ago, a bunch of people that were friends with him and worked with him, I use friends with quotes because they weren't really friends. They're backstabbers. Basically, he was super popular in the industry, and they all stabbed him in the back and got rid of him. They essentially Me Too'd him over hugs. So he got canceled and kicked out of the anime industry, basically, Funimation, all that stuff. He sued them. It didn't go well. We're waiting on appeals. That's supposed to come soon. And that's kind of where it's been at. It's been 2 years now, and, you know, they still won't leave him alone. There was an LA Comic-Con recently. He got kicked out of that. He was going to just appear at somebody's table, and all of these Kick Vic people, because that's what we call them, Kick Vic, they got him removed from the table. Said if he'd come there, he'd be arrested. They won't leave him alone. Now they're going after Star Trek Continues, which is a fan project that he was involved in. They basically made the final season of the original series. You can watch it all for free. This is him right here, Vic Mignogna. You can watch it all for free on his, or I don't know if this is his YouTube channel or not, but he's very proud of it. They basically made a fan-made final season for Star Trek, the original series. It's actually pretty good. If you like Star Trek, I'd recommend watching. It's very, very well done. So this is kind of like his baby, and he's very proud of it. If you ever heard him speak in a convention setting, he's very proud of it. He talks about it all the time. He also talks about Star Trek a lot in general because he really loves the franchise. But now, all of these people that were involved in this show, a lot of the people anyway, are now canceling him 2 years later. The height of all of this shit was 2 years ago. Pretty sure it was 2 years ago. But now they're finally coming out and trying to throw him under the bus. This is real cancel culture. You want a good example of cancel culture? This is it. Because you're never allowed to move on with your life. Okay? The man didn't do anything wrong. All he did was hug some people and would be a little flirty, and that was enough for him to get destroyed. His life was ruined because of that. I mean, it's pretty well documented. Go back and watch my previous videos. Ricada Law has a shitload of streams on it where he breaks down all of the documents. Go watch his long live streams on it. I know he still has them up. Those would honestly be the best thing for you to go watch. And, you know, I'm pretty sure you'll come to the same conclusion. But the reason that I wanted to make this video, well, for one, I like Vic Mignogna. I've met him a few times, and he's a really nice guy. And two, this is cancel culture at its finest. Because look at this. 2 years later, now all of these people are coming out. And the reason they're all coming out is because Law Twitter and the Kick Vic people, who have nothing else going on in their lives, by the way. Okay. A lot of them on there, particularly Mars Girl, have nothing going on. The only way that they can get any kind of interaction now on Twitter, because they built their brand around this man. So the only way they can get any kind of interaction on Twitter now is to shit on the man. So now they're literally just doing this constantly so they can get attention, likes, retweets, and notices. I've been to some of their live streams that they'll have on Twitch and YouTube, some of these people, and nobody shows up for them. They're literally begging for couches and food to be delivered to their house through DoorDash and all of this stuff. It's sad. The only way they can keep that DoorDash food coming is if they ruin this man's life. What a sad existence. So now they've ran to all of these Star Trek Continues people. All the people on this list right here are sharing this document. They're all sharing this on Twitter right now and pretty much throwing Vic Mignogna under the bus. And from what I understand, this gentleman right here, this James Kerwin, he was in some kind of indie movie. Well, no, he directed and wrote an indie movie called When the Train Stops. Vic was in it, and this was back in 2019 when this dropped, I understand, and now he's coming out and doing this to Vic. Disgusting. There's no loyalty. You know, to be honest, they didn't even need to do this because, I mean, they're not in the anime industry, but, you know, it's been 2 years. The only way that we can remain relevant is if we shit on Vic Mignogna and destroy his life. So we're going to throw this out there and just force these people to do it, basically. But you got a lot of Star Trek people here. I don't know a lot about them other than they are all a part of Star Trek in some way, from what I understand. These are the people that worked on Star Trek Continues, the fan web series, but some of them, I think, have moved on and actually work for CBS. This gentleman here has a blue check mark. So, but if you want to pause and read this, you can read it right here. It's basically them throwing him under the bus. Here's another one right here. They're all on Twitter sharing it, basically. These are people that were supposed to be his friend. And then here's this, by the way, from Jeff saying, even after 3 years, canceling Vic from major cons, voice acting is still not enough. They keep the community fighting over this and refuse to move on. There's absolutely no logical reason for this other than being petty. And here's one of the women that betrayed him, Jamie Markey, works for Funimation. I could talk about some of the ways she's ruined anime for a while, but here she is, Boomer Sooner. Larry, thank you. And then Monica Rial. Thank you, Larry, Believe Women, and everyone else who signed this as well. So, in my opinion, I believe they went and talked to somebody here, and then that person put the pressure on all these people to throw Vic Mignogna under the bus. But this is true cancel culture. 2 or 3 years, you're not allowed to do anything. You get any kind of a job, you get any kind of appearance, they move to destroy you. It's not enough. And if Vic had went and bent the knee and tried to, work with these people, they'd still be doing it. No apology is ever good enough. Nothing is good enough. They want you 6 feet under. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go away. And he didn't go away. He's been doing what he can. And you can find him on Cameo. He's on Twitch as Vic, I think the real Vic Mignogna or just Vic Mignogna. And he does live streams over there, so definitely check that out. It's disgusting. 3 years, and this is all they're doing. They're still trying to destroy this man. It's disgusting. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel, usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.